Irregular procurement of legal services using RFQ instead of open tender. We reviewed this, took note of your written response, and we found it unsatisfactory. Auditor General, is there anywhere where it says that legal fees cannot be procured in line with the Public Procurement Act?
No, Chair.
What about
Senator Sifuna, have you seen the response of the county on that? That legal fees.
but they use remuneration, the remote.
That open tender is not applicable for procurement of legal services due to the unique nature of legal services. Where does that fall? What is the legal underpinning of that that view, Governor? Because we don't deal with opinions, we deal with the law. Where in the Public Procurement Act are legal services completely exempted from the Act?
But yeah, this would be very difficult to do, to run an open tender for provision of legal services, because they are calculated actually at the end of the case itself, based on the work that has been done. And there's also the regime of either agreement between the client and the lawyer, or they can actually have a retainer, or it can be done through the courts themselves,
Yes.
through that process of the courts. So I don't know if this is something, I have never seen actually a legal tender, open tender for legal services. Most of these entities, including private entities, they pre-qualify lawyers and then negotiate on matter by matter, based on, because the variables are many, the complexity of the matter, and so on and so forth.
But even if that were the case, the query here, 19 million and 5 million was paid to 2 law firms for legal services. At the very minimum, we need to get a disclosure of the firms and the files that they were handling.
Yeah, that is a valid concern, because I would also want to know what this case involved,
Yes.
for it to cost that much. So are there disclosures as to the expenditure on legal services, so we know who you are paying and for what?
And then maybe in addition, is that are these that the 2 law firms, were they pre-qualified by the county government? If they were pre-qualified, since Senator Sifuna said under the advocate's remuneration order, there is a way you charge after service, not before service. So the question, Auditor General or Office of the Auditor, Banameshat, should have been, were these law firms first pre-qualified? Before, even when we are taking our mortgage in Parliament, you are always advised to use pre-qualified panel or pre-qualified advocates. So the question should be, were these 2 law firms pre-qualified? Number 2, what were these cases that were these, and I think myself and Senator Sifuna, we are not conversing for job opportunities, but if you are to get a case that is worth 19 million, then you are not a usual lawyer in the top notch.
Chair, I can start living like my colleagues in the profession.
You are living like a pauper now.
Professor Ojen, I should start living like him.
Yeah, Chair, if you look at Appendix 1 pending bill, and you go to Appendix 4,
Well, Appendix 4 is in which volume?
in Appendix 1. Appendixes for pending bill.
Which one?
Yep.
Volume 1.
This one, yeah.
You have referred to Appendix 4 in this response. So
It is in appendix for the financial appendixes. Look at this small one. Then you go to Appendix 4 inside it. You will see the legal service there. The county attorney today is not feeling well, but he has given the response there. The law firm which was paid, and the 2 law firms were pre-qualified, Chair.
How do we know they are pre-qualified? So they were on the panel of your lawyers?
They are there, yeah.
Now the question would be, when a governor is facing an impeachment, who bears his legal fees? Is it the institution or the person?
That is conflicting, but I think the institution can still bear the cost.
Because you are saying that the case of the firm of Mbugua Muriuki Advocates was paid 11 million in respect of Meru Constitutional Petition number 7 of 2020, Moses Githinji versus His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Kuti, which was for removal of the governor from office for alleged infractions said to have been committed in his official capacity. So when a governor is facing an impeachment, whose expense?
Or CCM.
Was there any attempt to remove it?
It seems so, as per the record, Chair.
I doubt.
Mitch,
I highly doubt.
Mitch, the legal, what has been the practice? Because you have processed quite a number of impeachments, and governors come with a battery of lawyers. Should that be the expense of the institution?
No, Chair, it cannot be. Impeachment process is a personal process. You take charge. It is not criminal, but it is almost criminal, not above civil. So it is a matter for the governor to take care of themselves and not to charge on the county.
Yeah, I thought the victim is innocent until proved guilty.
Yes, they are, but when they are
why would he
charged,
pay for himself? Because he has not been convicted.
they have to pay their lawyer.
Allow me to paint a picture for you, Mwenda Gataya. You are accused of stealing money from the county government. And it forms the basis of an impeachment proceedings, because one of the grounds of removal of a governor is serious grounds to believe that you have committed a crime. Not even a conviction itself, just reason to believe. So how can the entity that is being accused of losing money by your action be the one paying your lawyers for defense of that same action? It doesn't make sense. The law cannot be that absurd.
You know, the issue here, Chair, is that you are suspected. You are a suspect.
Yes, but the law is the suspicion alone is enough for you to be removed.
Anyway, that's
this matter has
that's a
been,
debate.
it has been established in the past. I think it was in Kakamega.
Being suspected
There was a Western county where a CC, no, it was Kakamega, when Malala was an MCA, and he was accused of insulting a member of the executive. And the guy took him to court using a lawyer paid for by the county. And so it was dramatic that, you know, how can I give the executive money to take me to court? So this on looking at it, is irregular. This is very irregular. And I think we must write to all the counties where impeachments have been processed successfully to establish whether they were using county resources in defense of the governors. Because if that is the case, then certain surcharges must follow. And from the look of things, this 11.1 million must be surcharged on the governor.
I don't think whether I got Senator Fatuma well. She has
said there was nothing.
There were no attempts to impeach the governor.
To impeach the governor.
And we have no reason to doubt Senator Ndolo because she has been there. She was a senator.
She was there.
We are just reading what's been brought to us.
No. Unless the county provides evidence to that effect, I can clearly say there was no attempt at all.
And the governor was MCA in Nairobi, so he is not aware.
Or maybe they were contemplating. Maybe they were
but the governor was an MCA in Nairobi.
But Mbugua and Muriuki Advocates was paid 11 million. What were they paid 11 million for, Governor? This is your report, and this is the detail that we are looking for, and we are happy that you are providing it. So why was Mbugua paid 11.1 million?
Or legal services,
For defending the governor against an impeachment.
As per the record.
from where you sit, and you are a star player in certain impeachments in Nairobi City County.
He was also being impeached as the majority leader.
Did you use assembly resources to defend yourself?
When I was removed, I used my personal resources. Yeah.
You used your personal resources.
Yeah.
But you were removed finally.
And I was reinstated again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you have expected Governor Sonko to use county resources?
Yeah.
On his defense? No, on his defense, on his impeachment defense.
Before he was removed, yeah. But after he was removed, he cannot use county resources, yeah.
Before, so it is your position that as governor, because otherwise it will amount to abuse and misuse of resources. Because if Senator Gataya, if the lawyers slapped you with a bill of 300 million because they successfully defended you, where is the budget? Where is the authority from the people through public participation? It then becomes a discretionary expenditure. Is that the object of devolution? I don't think so.
We have two issues now on tray. One, there was no impeachment arrangement in Isiolo. 11 million has been spent irregularly. So which one are we working on? So I think we are supposed to explore more and establish whether in the first instance were there an impeachment.
And is there evidence of the same?
Is there any evidence for that? We can even get into those lawyers. What were they defending?
And you know the goodness
or the executors of
under the remuneration note of the advocate, you must disclose the service provision that you had given out. Because this 19 million, as Senator Sifuna will tell you, would make a lawyer live large, like my law lecturer, Professor Ojienda, and wear watches a shoe of 116,000. So,
yeah, because we must ask ourselves, the deputy governor for Kisii, who was impeached,
yes.
If the governor's interpretation was to be valid, does it mean that he was entitled to legal representation?
I don't think so.
Cannot be. It cannot be. Governor, it cannot be. Please don't try. If they move to impeach you on the basis of party hopping, don't use county resources. You are going to be in problems.
By the way, Chair, just for information,
because I know he's heading there.
Legal Committee is looking at hiring of lawyers by the counties while they have attorneys within those counties. So I think they will come up with a report and also a legislation to govern that.
Fine. So that is a matter that...
yeah, just to add on what you have said, just like the way you pay fine in powers and privileges, we always expect you pay through your own resources. I think it should apply similar.
That is our position, and I think that is what we'll be advancing as such.